Hello everybody, so let's continue with our Active Directory basic. So for this managing computer, it's very easy. So you just have to go on Active Directory user and computer. So if you are just continue with previous with task 4 in order to reach on a task 5, you just got to create a organizational unit over here. So you can do organizational unit uh, and name the file, and it will create like workstation and servers, and then from computer bring it's empty right here. So you just have to bring it on workstation as well as on server. So yeah, that's basically it on it. So in group policy, it is very much important, right? Group policy object. So for this, you have to go over here, then you will find this type of user interface. So let's look at down over here. So here the default one was default domain policy as well as RDP policy. In domain controller, you can see the default domain controller policy, and we can see the in group policy we have the default domain controller uh, policy and default domain policy RDP policy. And we can see from the above three, that's like three GOP, what's its name? I always group policies, right? Group policy. I want to say group policy for that. Uh, so we have this policy, RDP policy, and these are linked to THM. So that's all we have to know. This RDP, right? If we just see this, oh, it's over here, RDP. Okay, if we look check over here, it's linked with THM local, as well as this default policy has been linked with THM, and default controller domain is linked to domain controller. Yes, default this one. We are at the setting, right? We need to go on scope. If we just look at here, you can see it has been uh, linked with this, what we call this domain controller, and that's all we have to know about that. Then let's go down. Now what we have to do on this over here is to go on domain policy, right? And once we are in our domain policy, you go on a setting, and once you have been in domain policy, right? You are inside where user configuration is on, and yes, this is also on, right? So next we are gonna look at the security, and we are into security, right? Then we are on a account policy password, right, it's right over here. If we just do over here, so now we have like, since so let's policy, that means what the minimum length is 7. So if we want to edit this, right, so if we want to edit the policy, we go on edit, and let's go on I guess it was on right, it's over here. We go on policy. If we go, if we make this, let me maximize this, and let's scroll like this. And if we are on a Windows setting, then it's like a security setting. Then we will be on account policy. It's over here, then here the password policy, then let's minimum length, let's do properties, right? And you can define it and do okay for that. And uh that's it. And now we can, it says to explain it, but it properties, right? Explain it in this security. I guess it's a detail, right? So you can varies from between 1 to 14 character of password. You can read it by your own. So now next one is if we want to immediately so right now we it's if we see the previous one, right? If we just minimize this once, let me just cut it. No, let me paste it, put it here. So we have changed to character 8, but it is still on character 7. So if you want to implement it, so if you want to implement it, you just gpu gp update force, it will force uh the this configuration. So then the minimum would be 10. Now creating some group policy for THM. So as part of a new job, we have been tasked with implementing some group policy to uh, allow us block the non-IT user from accessing the control panel, make workstation and server lock your screen automatically after 5 minutes of user on inactivity to avoid people leaving their session exposed. So don't use this so right now, so we will use this command later. So don't implement it, I mean to say it's not. So let's get, so we are going to do a restrict access to control panel. So what we are trying to do from now is, so here create a new this uh, group policy. So if we just go down here, we have to create a new, right? So name it like restricted control panel access. So it's it should look like this. So you will be on scope, right? Or you can be on detail scope, you will be on scope. So after creating this, right, so what we have to do is uh to edit this. So how can we edit is to be like this, then go to edit, right? Then we are at the user configuration, then we are on policies, right? Policies, then let's slide it a little bit, yes, a little bit. Then we are gonna be on administrative, right? Template, then we are gonna be on control panel. So let's click it right here. Now you can see the prohibited access, so you just have to edit it. So you have to enable like this, then okay. So this is our control panel, so it has been restricted. You can use the same logic for a same. If you want to restrict a network share folder and menu bar, you just have to use that. And then after doing that, right, after you doing that, paste this like this, move it over here, paste it, it will paste it for the group management, marketing, as well as sale. Now that has been done, then we restricted the control panel now to auto lock screen. So we have to time out the screen. So for that, what we did was to create a new group policy for that. So I do so there is no policy for that. So let me check. So there is a policy, right? Users have to copy it. So if you don't find this auto lock screen, same process for that. You just have to go on new, then create. You just have to name this auto lock screen, then hit OK for that. Then you will have to edit this. So where is that? I think it's on setting. No, it's not on setting. No, so let's look at it. Let's look at down. So it's just pasting over here. You just paste this over here, and we have to edit it. So let's go on edit option, right? And after getting to the edit option, you will go on the policy, and there is a, let me just scroll this. Where is that? So we gonna be on Windows setting. So let's wait for a few seconds. So it now after inside the Windows setting, right, then security setting. After getting inside the security setting, so we have to be on security option. So it's right over here. Then okay, security setting, right? It says security, then account policy, then there is a local policy for that, then security option. Now let's maximize this. It's around here, so you can see, you can just go right click and go to properties, right? So enable it, define this at 300 seconds, then let's do OK. Now we have to copy, so let's cancel this out. Then we have to copy this auto lock screen over here. Then this section is complete. Now we have that command, what we call gp update that /force. So we have to use that. So let's try it, right? So it was showing an error, but if it didn't work, then gpu update force, then let's do enter. I don't understand. Okay, let's, I don't know why it's not working, but let me figure it out. GP up. Oh, no. Oh, it. Updating policy. Now policy update has been successfully. Now user policy update has completed successfully. Now what we need to do is to log in with username. So let's go on our attacker box, right? So where is that? Let's wait for a few seconds. It might take a while. So now let's go over here, application, then we are on our internet, then let's use Remy for that. So we don't need password it. Then we have to, what's our IP address for this, right? Let's go up. I don't remember the IP address. 10.10.186.85. That's our IP address. So it should be on RDP, right? Let's get down. Let me just do enter. It should show a login screen for Windows. So that's it. So here the username was Mark, M-A-R-K, right? Then M, capital M, O R K 3 T1NG dot 21. That's the password. So let me just check it. M4K. So let me just enter if it works or not. It works. So I had done it earlier, so that's the thing. So now it should show. So it shows. So when you, if we are trying to open a control panel, we should get a message indicating this operation is denied by the administrator. You can also wait for 5 minutes. So let's try that. uh so if we just restricted, so I have to be over on search. So if I do CO13 auto, so this is our control panel. Let's type, let's click it. Okay, this operation has been cancelled due to restriction in effect. Please wait for a contract. Okay, you have to find automatically locked. Since we didn't apply control panel on IT, you should still able to log into machine as any of those and access. Oh, that's the reason. So what it says is, so if we go back at the window machine, right? So let's wait for it to load. So here, IT management, this user, this group has no policy, so that's why it's we can log into that machine without getting timeout. Created a link, for some reason they still to force out the update. So it works. Thank you guys.